Hey, what's up? Hello everyone, welcome into Fantasy Filmball, the show where we turn movies into sports, and sports into something we don't talk about here. My name is Matt.
And my name is Dyl, and you already know what time it is. It is draft time. Sorry for the little bit of delay. I've had a crazy work schedule these last few weeks, but we haven't forgot about these drafts. We had the Wes Anderson one last time where, I took the W, and I'm really excited to have the first overall pick today. But before we dive in that, let's have a quick refresh of how these drafts go. Essentially, we each draft teams based off whatever our topics are, and you out there, the viewer, can vote on the YouTube community tab. You can kind of vote however you want. It can be for the team that has your favorite movie. It can be for the team that has the best collection of movies. It's your vote. That's all that matters. We would love to hear. But Matt, what is our draft about today?
So today, we are going to be drafting second quarter 2023 releases, meaning any film released in US theaters between the months of April to June, which means anything there is fair game. January to March, get out of here. It's out of here. April to June, that's it. Those are the ones we're taking today. And with that said, Dylan, I have a feeling I know what you're going to be taking first because you do get the first pick. And I really hope that this is not a game killer because it really feels like you're just going to win on this pick.
Well, that's why I wanted to get that preface about, vote for the team that you think either has the best roster or the best overall movie. It's your vote. You do how you want. I personally vote for which team I think is the best overall. But if you're going for the best movie, I had the first overall pick, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. Welcome to Team Dyl, and hopefully we can add another W to the board.
It's the obvious pick. It is the best movie that released so far this year. Yeah, this is an incredible one. God damn it, Dylan. God damn it. I'm gonna go, I've got my list of 10 ranked kind of in order of preference, but I'm gonna go off of that list. It's not one of my favorite films, but I think it is the only film that in the popular opinion might stand up to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and that is Past Lives. This is the indie darling of the year, the highest rated movie of the year so far. Critics love this movie. It has a 94 out of 100 on Metacritic. People are calling this a Best Picture frontrunner, an original screenplay frontrunner, and some people think that it can win multiple Oscars. This is, again, not my favorite movie of the year, but it is a lot of people's favorite movies of the year. And to pair that, I'm going to go with another movie that's a little bit lower on my board here, but it's one that I know a lot of people really, really, really loved, and that's Asteroid City. This is one that I have a lot of fondness for. It's growing on me the more and more I sit with it. It is a really smart film, and if we're going for just sheer impact, I'm just trying to kill your Spider-Man pick right here, and I'm just taking whatever I can. I'm trying to please the audience. Those were technically my 7th and 8th preferences on the board, but I think that those two, in the eye of the popular opinion, might have a shot against your pick.
Well, you took a little bit low on the board of your personal picks, but I get to have number 2 and number 3. So you talk about Oscars for Past Lives. This one may get in there, may not, but some people like myself are hoping for a Best Picture nomination, and that is for Air. This was a really fun movie when it came out. I think it was the first eligible movie in Q2. It came out that very first weekend of April, and I mean, it stuck around for me at least. I really enjoyed this one. I know a lot of people out there do as well, but there's some people who didn't love it, and there's some people who don't love my next movie, but I sure do. We have a full review on this channel about why I really connected with and why I really like this movie, and that is Pixar's Elemental. It seems like more people coming around to this because the box office numbers are doing better. It just passed Encanto in terms of worldwide total gross, and guess what? It's Weekend Buddy, The Flash. Elemental is gonna beat it worldwide, so that is something to hold your hat on. So welcome to Team Dyl, Air, and Elemental.
Great pick with Air. I maybe should have snagged that because I should have thought that you were going to go with it. I really should have. Now I'm going to go back up to the top of my list, going to my number 2 pick that I really wanted at first, but wasn't bold enough to take. Beau is Afraid. This is a film that was very polarizing upon release, but personally, this was everything I wanted and more. I think that this is Ari Aster's masterpiece. It is a film that is so wild that I had to go back and see it multiple times in theaters. I can't believe a movie this insane got made. It's just non-stop madness from start to finish. This is a movie that I will not stop thinking about ever and probably won't shut the hell up about either, and that's why it's my next pick. After that, I'm gonna go with one that, Dylan, you haven't seen, but it's one that I love. It's one that's getting some awards traction for my boy Glenn Howerton. I'm taking Blackberry next. This is an incredible movie. It is a hilarious movie. It's super smart, very witty, and delivers things that you wouldn't expect from a movie about a smartphone that everyone owned 15, 16 years ago. This is truly one of the underrated gems of the year. I hate that expression, but it really is an underrated gem, an underappreciated gem, and I wish more people got to see it in theaters, including you, Dylan. You missed it in theaters. Ugh. You can't get on the Glenn Howerton. I know, you can't get on the Glenn Howerton hype train with me yet, but you're gonna be there. It's gonna be leaving the station this year.
Well, if it makes you feel any bit better, Gold Derby polls opened up recently, and I do have him at 100-1 odds in supporting actor. So at least I've committed a little bit without watching it. But to continue with my list, I've got 3 movies I really love. So give me another one that I know isn't the best, but I had a blast watching it, and that is The Little Mermaid. Halle Bailey is great in this role. I think this is an improvement from the animated version. We have a review. You can learn more about my thoughts there. But overall, I thought this was a blast. It was a fun time, and it really delivered everything I wanted as a fan. And for my 5th and final pick, let's go to one when it first came out. There was a lot of buzz for it in terms of awards. You know, we got to bring this back here. This is what this whole mid-season thing's all about, and that's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. A great book-to-screen adaptation, some great acting performances, and Rachel McAdams is someone who I hope can stay in the acting race.
I was hoping you were going to go with Chevalier there, because I wanted Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Oh, man. That was a good pick, though. For my last pick, I'm going to cheat just a little bit. So our last time that we did this was just a little bit before either of us had a chance to see the last Q1 release, which was Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, released March 31st. Neither of us got to see it in time for the last draft, which means we're ruling it eligible for this draft. So a hilarious fantasy, comedy, adventure movie. I love that genre. I love the Lord of the Rings, the high fantasy sort of elements. I've always gravitated towards that in video games, books, movies, and this delivered really everything I wanted and more out of a comedy that kind of skewers the genre in a very loving way. You're not just watching adventurers go through a quest. It feels like you're sitting at a table listening to the funniest people you know playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, and that's why I really enjoyed this movie. So now we have our teams, and to recap, my team includes Past Lives, Asteroid City, Beau is Afraid, Blackberry, and finishing it all off, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
And on the flip side, I used the first overall pick for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, followed that up with Air and Elemental, and rounded out my roster with The Little Mermaid and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. But once again, everyone out there, we want to hear your voice. Cast your vote. YouTube community tab, drop it there, vote for which team you think has the best roster or the best overall movie, however you seem fit, and also let us know down below, what movie would you take first overall? Would you go with Spider-Verse, would you go with Past Lives, or would you go with something completely different? But check back in next time, drop a subscription if you feel like it, because we have new videos almost every day covering the whole Oscar season year-round. But until then, my name is Dyl.
And my name is Matt, and this has been Fantasy Filmball.